So let's think about pattern and developing the teaching and learning in pattern. Now, of course, we want children seeing, spotting patterns in all kinds of different contexts, inside and outside and in nature, to see patterns when they're lining up, all kinds of different patterns. But what I wanted to do is focus specifically on the development of pattern. And to start with, I want to share some guidance the NCETM produced. And actually, there was one time where I was delivering some training and someone said, well, actually, have you seen that there was a research article that came out of Australia that looked at actually the very foundation of pattern, which is this, and I found really interesting. So this is where we're going to start. It said the first thing children need to do is literally make what we might describe as an A-B pattern. Like the girl at the top, and she's literally replicating an A-B pattern, in this case, a white-orange counter. Now, the next stage of abstraction, if you like, is for that child to be able to represent that pattern, but using other items. So, for example, in the green and then orange example, she's represented that with a drawing of a green and an orange, or maybe with some cards that represent, in the second example, a yellow and an orange. So I don't use the exact same items. The next step on that would be actually to do the same thing, but with an A-B pattern. So to literally make it using the same items and then have some kind of a representation of that same pattern. And there we're exploring essentially an A-B pattern. Now, a development from that could be extending an A-B pattern and keeping that pattern going to make it an A-B pattern. And of course, we could use these same principles, but not just with an A-B pattern. It might be with an A-B pattern, so like a green, yellow pattern, and so on and so forth. Could we then spot mistakes in a repeating A-B pattern? So look at that middle example, and could children point out where the mistake is in that pattern? And then crucially, can they split the pattern into its repeated units? So if we've got an A-B, 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 us to be able to break that into the thing that's repeated, and for us to be able to see this is an A-B pattern, or it's a pattern of two items, and that's what's being repeated. That then gives us the foundation for going that little bit deeper. Now, let's say I've often had, and what I often used to do is, there were patterns like this, and I'd ask children to continue that pattern. And that was fairly well where we got to. So in this case, the green, red, yellow pattern, and children continue that. And it is important that they can do that, and they can add more than one unit of repeat to continue. But going further than that, I would also ask children to be able to spot, first of all, mistakes. So we might say, right, close your eyes, and then we mix up the items in a pattern, and open your eyes, okay, where's the mistake? And it could be that I've switched two items around, I've removed one, taken one away. What's much more difficult than spotting a mistake is actually being able to correct it. And think, do I need another one? And do I just need to rearrange the items and so on? But being able to spot and correct mistakes. Then being able to represent a pattern with other items and having this generalization that different patterns or patterns using different items can have the same deep structure. So, for example, I could give children sticks, stones, shells, and pine cones and ask them to make this pattern. Like, could they understand that shell, stone, pine cone, shell, stone, pine cone, that is the same as this pattern in its underlying structure? I don't actually need those items to create that pattern. And it's this real generalization that is so important for mathematics. And we know that pattern, success in pattern and understanding of pattern predicts later math success as well. We want children to be able to identify the unit of repeat. So can they describe this pattern, or the top pattern, not as green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, but as just green, red, yellow, only commenting on the item that is being repeated. And then, of course, we can do all the same things, but adding the complexity by essentially making the pattern into a circle, where there isn't then a clearly defined start and end point. So could children, for example, extend a circular pattern? So much opportunity there for going really, really deep within pattern. And of course, we would do that using different kinds of patterns. So in this instance, the top example is an ABC pattern, the examples here. It might be we have ABB patterns, ABBC patterns, and so on. So hopefully lots there to explore, as well as looking at pattern in all kinds of different contexts.